I'm about to blow. I gotta stay on my hustle, you know that I'm grinding for sure. I came up right from the bottom, now they see me chasing my goals. Now they see me on the go, yeah. Now they see me on the road. It's time to hustle, yeah, it's time to grow. I'ma shoot for the stars and we aim for the gold.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Hustlers. I'm your host, Loss. We've got a pretty special guest on today. Our man, Amari Jones. He is the star quarterback of the Netflix series Titletown High. Amari, how are you, bro?
Hey, how you doing? I'm doing pretty good. How you doing?
Good, man. Thanks for jumping on, bro.
Thank you for having me.
Bit late over there?
Yeah, it's pretty late, about 9:30.
What's the what's your sort of week look like, bro, in terms of where you are at the moment, like leading up to like game day or whatever?
So of course I'm in Florida. So right now, my weekly routine is, get up for school in the morning, for school from 8:30, 3:30, practice from 4 to about 7, come home, do a little homework, watch a little film, go to bed probably like 10, 10:30, wake up and do it again tomorrow.
Yeah. What day do you guys usually play?
Oh, we play on Fridays.
Friday. Okay. And what sort of do you do train every day or?
We practice every day, so you consider it training.
Yep. Okay, cool. How's COVID over there, man, in America?
The numbers are high, especially in Florida. But a lot of states aren't requiring you to wear masks. But I still wear it because I'm not vaccinated. Some people it's an option to get vaccinated. So, yeah. Give or take, I guess.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So I guess the number's still going up, eh? So you're at Bradford now, are you?
Yes, I am.
How you finding that, man?
It's pretty good, Just, of course, we had to bond new teammates, of course. So we're getting through that, A lot of young talent on offensively and defensively. So we're just really bringing it together, just trying to make a run for a state championship.
Man, awesome, bro. Well, I'm just going to make a quick shout out to our sponsor of this podcast. It's called Arepa. I actually want to see, can you pronounce that, bro? That's a Maori word.
You said Arepa?
Arepa.
Arepa.
Yeah, arepa. So,
okay.
In New Zealand, we have a indigenous culture called Maori, and that's our Maori language. So, arepa is a plant-based drink, bro, and it's something that someone like you could actually could benefit from if you wanted to try it. I've actually talked to them. They said they'd be happy to send you over some to try it yourself if you think that it'll benefit. Basically, what it is, man, is it's a drink that they've made from tree bark and black currant. It sounds disgusting, but it's actually something that's in tree bark, helps with your physical state, your mental state. So basically, it's made for mental function and cognitive performance. So thinking quick under pressure, making better decisions under pressure. It brings more oxygen to your brain. It's got no caffeine in it, no processed sugar. It's a complete health drink, completely good for you, and it's scientifically proven that it does help you with cognitive brain performance. Do you know who the All Blacks are?
No, I don't know who that is.
So the All Blacks is the New Zealand rugby team, man. So in New Zealand, rugby is our big sport. All Blacks is our big team. And
okay.
Is that they're arguably the best rugby team in the world. Using this before their games, so I've heard. So,
so
you can use Hustlers20 in the discount as a discount code, or you can click on the link in the description, and it'll take you straight to their website, and you'll get 20% off. They never do discounts, so use that to your advantage. But bro, we'll get into it. Let's talk about you. Let's talk about your journey, man. So, where did it start for Amari Jones?
It starts in Atlanta, Georgia. That's where I was born. I was born and raised. To my mom and my dad. People know my mom name, Robin Smith. But, my dad wasn't in the show, but he was a big part of my life too. So I was raised with both parents. Sports was always my thing. When I was young, I played like 4 sports at one time. I was playing football, basketball, baseball, and soccer. And my parents, I put a lot of miles in their car. So it was like we was running from a baseball game to a soccer game, and sometimes a basketball game to like a football training. So, that's how it really was as a young kid. I was always into sports. I was never the kid that was always out, partying. My parents didn't really allow that because they had a bigger future for me. If I wasn't doing sports, I was in the house studying or doing something. Like my mom, she always had me doing, extra schoolwork. And I think that's why my grades are that's why my grades are where they at, because of how I was raised. My mom, of course, that's my rock, like that is, I like to call her to the outside where I say that's my dog, but that's my rock. I lean on her a lot, I give her some problems, that's what all children, but that's my dog right there. And I mean, my dad, he's my guy too, I lean on both of them a lot, And then as far as middle school, when I was younger, I went to a lot of private schools, they wanted me to get the best education. And then my 8th grade year was my first year in public school. So it was a culture shock because I'm used to, high education. Like one year I was at a school in Buckhead. So going back to inner city Atlanta, it was a culture shock again because I wasn't around what I was normally around. But I adapted to my environment, and then I went to Carver my 9th and 10th grade year. It was a good experience, but duty calls with my mom, so we had to move to Valdosta. And of course, you seen what happened in Valdosta. It's a good experience. Met a lot of great people there, and now I'm in Florida.
Man, bro, I wanted to talk to you about obviously your position. So in New Zealand here, we don't have American football. It's not very big, but a lot of people are into it. They watch the NFL a lot. They watch the college ball and stuff like that. I've never been able to talk to a quarterback before, and I wanted to talk to you about but how does like a quarterback prepare for a game? Like, what sort of stuff are you trying to focus on?
So going into the week, basically, quarterbacks, they have to be the smartest guy on the team. You have to work the hardest. You got to watch the most film. So during the week, what I do after the game Friday, I probably watch our game film probably late after Friday, and then I watch it all Saturday. So on Saturday, I watch myself and what I could correct from the game I just played. And then after Saturday, I put that game in the past, and I move to the next team we're playing on Sunday. So Sunday, I watch film. I call my coach, and we talk about game plan and what's open, what's not open, what we want to do, what we want to stay away from, who we want to attack, how we want to block certain things. Yep. And then Monday is install. We install what we think we like. Tuesday, we run it full speed for team. Wednesday, Tuesday, if we don't like it, we cut it. Wednesday is just going team again, but making sure everything, our assignments are executed the right way. And then Thursday is making sure you have the game plan. Thursday, I watch a little extra film, not overcrowded, because you don't want to go into a game thinking too much into it. I just watch probably like an hour film on Thursdays, making sure I know what I'm looking at again. And then Friday, it's game time. But on Friday, I started probably the last couple of weeks. I started just watching probably like 30 minutes of film before I go on the field, just to give my brain a refresher of what I see. So I won't go out there and just freak out and just be like, I forgot what I seen. But the extra 30 minutes of film, it gets me prepared.
Yeah. So I'm going to make a little relation back to New Zealand. So we play a sport. Do you know what rugby is?
Yes, I do know what rugby is.
Yeah. So in rugby, obviously, a little bit different, where you play attack and defense. In American football, as a quarterback, do you solely focus on offense? Like, do you ever look into defense at all?
So as a quarterback, your main focus is the offense. You have some people who are athletes that play defense, but your main focus is running the offense. But you have to know what the defense is doing, so you know where to throw the ball, so you won't turn it over, so to say, if you get what I'm trying to say.
Can you give us an example of that? Like, say last week, there might have been an example in the game that you studied.
So last week, of course, last week we had I can't give the play out, but we had a play called, and we knew how their cornerbacks was going to play. We knew they were a man-to-man team, so we took advantage. We had a guy kind of run a post, and we just had a wheel behind it. So basically, the cornerback took the post, and we liked our matchup with our running back on the linebacker because our running backs are pretty fast, and they're great out in space, and we like our matchup. So when you see a man to man, you find your matchups and you take advantage of it.
How do you find like to improving your option selection? Because like when you're on the run, like as a quarterback, as soon as it's spiked, you get the ball. Is it like tough to think, oh, someone running at me at the same time? I've got to think which options on, all that sort of thing.
So of course it's tough because you're thinking like, as a quarterback, you don't want to get hit, but at some point, like, hey, I'm going to get hit. I might as well complete this pass. So when I'm on the run, what I've worked on with my trainers is just keeping my eyes downfield, because if you're looking at the rush, you're going to miss something downfield. So I just keep my eyes downfield, but I also have a clock in my head, like I'm going 1,000, 2,000. When I get to 3,000, it's either take one more peek downfield, or I'm just taking off and running and get what I get and play another play.
Ah, that's interesting. That's so interesting to hear that like aspect from like an actual quarterback.
Right.
Nah, that's cool, bro. So when did you actually find out about the Netflix series itself at Titletown High?
Well, we knew we were recording it in the summer. They told us the day before the cameras came out, but I mean, it was still a big shock to actually know like my whole junior year was documented,
Yeah.
Mm.
And so like,
So, I mean,
how'd you find it?
You said, how did I find out?
How'd you find out? And then how did you find like transitioning into like cameras being around you?
So we found out our coach, we had a team meeting, and he told us, he was like, we're about to have several different cameras documenting everything. And he was just telling us, put your best foot forward, because this is going to be shown to the whole world. And how did I transition? It was weird at first, because it's just like, well, I'm trying to throw a football and I'm seeing like a camera by me, or I'm walking to class and I see a camera by me, or I'm wake up and I see a camera recording me. It was an experience, but it was a good one.
So when you were actually like, sometimes when you woke up and there was a camera there, you didn't know that it was going to be there?
No, I didn't. It was just a camera there, and I'm just like, oh my, like I just wake up and there's a camera in my room.
And you don't like talk to them? You kind of just get up and then sort of
Maybe sometimes you'll be caught off guard, be like, whoa, like, but I don't really talk to it. I just
like it's not there.
Yeah, I just act like it's not there. I mean, it's hard acting like it's not there because he's in your face, but you just try to live your normal life as possible. As possible.
But with like the obviously NFL American football being quite like stop start. Do you and obviously you get a time on the sideline and back out? Do you find yourself getting like quite fatigued? Like, do you guys do a lot of fitness as a quarterback?
So yes, you do a lot of fitness because you never know when you have to break a long run. Like I can give you an example. Friday, I had a 30-yard run, and then I probably followed up with like a 10-yard run. So you have to be in shape, because you can't just gas out on the field, because the quarterback, you don't come off the field. There's no sub for your position. I mean, there is, but you don't want to get subbed out as a quarterback. As a receiver or a running back, you can get subbed out and you're coming back in. As a quarterback, you have to be the most fit person on the team, honestly.
Is there like, so you're like second string quarterback, or maybe third string, is there times where they actually just don't even get on and they kind of just ride the bench?
Honestly, you're the first string, and if it's a tight game, the second string, third string, you might not play. But I mean, if it's like a blowout, some coaches will let them go in. But as a quarterback, you want to be the only one on the field.
Yeah, of course. How do you handle how have you felt the best way to handle like pressure, being, because you're in the most pressurizing position?
So pressure, the way I handle it is I just remember the work I put in during the week. I don't listen to any outside sources or what people say. I just know you just have to realize the goal at hand and who you're going to battle with. Like your teammates are supposed to be your brothers, and the quarterback, you have to know what comes with the position. So the quarterback, you win or lose, the quarterback's is gonna have the blame. You lose, the quarterback's gonna get the blame. You win, the quarterback, he gets the hoorah, but he might not get all the hoorah, you know? So you just have to, it comes with the position, and you just have to be calm and just be a leader, honestly.
Do you guys do any do you have some sort of fitness test that you do in American football?
As far as testing, I mean, you do 40. I don't know if you know what a 40-yard dash is.
Yep.
So, you do a 40-yard dash. You can do broad jumps, vertical jumps, and then it's something called a 5-10-5 shuttle. They do that at most college camps or like recruiting camps.
Is there anything like long range, like running for say 5 minutes straight or anything like that?
Oh no, yeah, it's not really running for 5 minutes straight, because it's like football is start and stop. You get time between every play, so it's not really running for 5 minutes.
Yeah. That's interesting. What was your thoughts when like obviously Jake Garcia turned up to the high school when you were there? What was going through your head at the time?
At the time, I actually got down, because you feel on top of the world, and then when you look in the media, and a lot of people get caught up in stars, and you look at it and you get down. So I got down, and like I said, my parents, they've always been there, so they were just talking to me like, we didn't put all this work and we didn't spend all this money for training for you to just give up now. I was like, and like my dad told me, he said it's not in us to quit, So I just went out there every day and competed as hard as I could. Unfortunately, I didn't win the job from him, but I turned it into a positive aspect and learned a lot from him, because, he wasn't a highly touted quarterback for no reason.
Yeah, of course. You got a busy schedule, bro. Like, do you get downtime? Do you chill? Do you take time for yourself to chill out?
I don't get much downtime, but when I do, I'm either just in the house, like playing a game or something, or studying. I'll go out sometimes, but I'm not a going out person. Yeah. But I don't get much. It's not much downtime, honestly.
Yeah, because I saw you on your live the other day. You're jamming Fortnite, eh?
Yeah, it's not much. That's probably the only time I had downtime in a little minute.
But how did you find Coach Post? Is that how you pronounce it? Post?
Coach Probst.
Post.
Yeah. He was a great coach. He kind of shocked me, like, with how much he knew and how much he taught me as a quarterback, because he was he was a hands-on guy, and I've never had a head coach before I went to Valdosta that was just hands-on with the quarterbacks. And he knew so much, like analytics. His film study was just off the charts. So I feel like he's one of the greatest coaches for a reason, Yeah.
Have you talked to any colleges yet, or you haven't?
I have. I've talked to several schools. So I'm still getting recruited, Just haven't made a decision on where I want to go yet.
Yeah. So how does that work? So, like, I've been watching a bit of Last Chance U and stuff. Honestly, a lot of people would say they probably watched Last Chance U and then came to watch Titletown High because it's similar-ish.
Right.
But I actually watched Titletown High first, and then I was like, oh, that was so cool. So I found Last Chance U, and I was like, oh, I'm going to watch this because Titletown High was so cool.
Right.
How does I see they got D1, D2. How does that all work?
So Division I is, the top of college football. That's where, I don't want to say the best athletes. That's where you want to be. That's everyone's dream, Division I. Division II is lower level football. It's still great competition in football. Division III is great football, and then you have junior college. So junior college is where some people go and they hopes of another chance of going Division I, Division II.
Yeah.
So Division I are like the Power Fives, or like the Georgias, the Floridas, the Oklahomas, the Ohio States. And then you have the mid-majors like the Florida Nationals, the Akrons. You still have the Ivy League schools. Princeton, Harvard, Yale.
Yeah.
Division II schools, there's a bunch of them out there. and then you have like Division III, and then there's also NAIA. So I mean, any type of college football is good because, I mean, it's free education to play football.
Yeah, 100%. And so I'm assuming Division 1 is your goal.
Yes, Division 1's everyone's goal. Hopefully, if you're playing a sport, but I mean, Division 2 and Division 3 is not just the worst thing in the world. It's still football and of course free education. And like a lot of people say, if you love the game as much as you say you do, any level of football at any level of college is good, you know?
Yeah. Are you allowed to give us any insight on whether any Division 1 schools have approached?
I have 15 Division 1 offers.
Wow, holy shit.
Yeah.
15.
Yeah, I have 15.
Man, that is crazy. Well, I'm expecting to see you in the NFL soon, bro.
Appreciate it.
What's so your overall goal, make the NFL?
That is the goal, you know. Ever since I was a little kid, I said it was always been a goal of mine. I wrote it everywhere that I'm going to go to the NFL. So I just work my butt off, you know, just take it one day at a time.
If you got to pick a particular team, and I know it doesn't work like that over there with drafts and stuff, but if you did get to pick a particular team, would you have one in mind?
If I got to pick, I'd probably go to the Falcons. And let me explain why. A lot of people are going to look at me crazy because I just feel like the Falcons, that's where I'm from. And I've never, when they had a chance to win it, of course, they seen Tom Brady. So it feels special to win one for the city back home.
Yeah. Oh,
win a ring.
So how would that process go in terms of like from here to now? If you were to get to the NFL, like what would you go through to get there?
So of course I would go to college.
Yeah.
So I'd go to a college, you know, ball out, have a great college career. I'd probably play, 3 years, 3 to 4 years, depending on the third year, how I perform my third year and where the draft stock has me. Like if I'm a projected top 10 pick, of course I'm just gonna go out in my third year. But if I'm a late, the thing about NFL draft and other sports, if you're a projected top first round and third round pick after your third year, it's good to go then. Instead of going your fourth year, now say you don't live up to the expectation or you don't improve, now your draft stock is like fourth round, seventh round. Now you're losing out on a lot of money.
Yeah, okay. Because the money comes on sort of where you're drafted, is that right?
Right. So if you're a first round pick, I think it's probably like 15 million, something around that range. You're getting good money for your rookie deal. Like first round, second round's a couple million, and third round's a couple million. But when you get to like the fourth to the seventh round, you're kind of slim on money. So if I'm a projected first round, third round guy in my third year, I'm just gonna go.
So wait, let's discuss slim, bro. So what's slim money to you? Because I know that money in sport here in New Zealand is nothing near what it is over there. So if say let's say you're a fourth round, fifth round, even sixth round pick.
Fourth round, I'm not sure exactly, so don't quote me on this. I think it's probably like single digits, probably like million, some of them like 100,000.
Yeah. But
it's not the first round, third round money. Let me just say that. Don't let me say slim. It's not the first and third round money. But it's still being drafted, you know? Yeah. It's still a dream to get drafted.
Oh, how cool would it be to be a part of the NFL draft, bro, and get drafted?
Right. Get drafted. That's a dream.
Well, we might have.
Not many people.
Sorry, what was that?
I was just saying not many people get that experience, you know?
Yeah, for sure. We might have to do like a yearly podcast, bro, and catch up every year and see where you are.
Yeah.
I'll be keen.
Yeah.
Be keen to see you on that NFL draft, bro. That'd be unreal.
Yes, sir.
Bro, I checked up a Q&A. I don't want to hold you too long, man, because I know it's quite late over there and you'd get your sleep, man. But we've got about 4 questions here that I've picked around. So these are the people on the Instagram. First one, who's your favorite NFL player?
Right now, my favorite NFL player is Patrick Mahomes.
All right. Yep.
He's just changing the game, you know.
And in what way to you?
The throws he makes, you know, he has a special arm talent, and the way he studies the game. And I mean, I watched a lot of his interviews, and he was just saying his first year, he was just running around and just finding people open. Because, you know, you have Tyreek Hill, Sammy Watkins, Demarcus Robinson, the receivers he had his first year. Of course, he's going to break a lot of records, but he was just saying he didn't really understand the NFL system. And he just said he took time to just film study and just watch a lot of film. And I found that like inspiring, you know.
Have you ever
for
met
him to have a great year, set a lot of records, and still hone his craft and continue to work?
Yeah, that's crazy. Have you ever met him?
No, I've never met Patrick Mahomes. It's on my bucket list, though. I do want to meet him.
Well, you know, I'm gonna pick right now that you're gonna meet him on the field, bro, for the first time.
Right. Yes, sir.
What's your advice on getting to the NFL when you're not from America?
My advice would be just work, you know, find what you're good at, you know, find your position and just work your butt off, you know, put in the extra time. I mean, even when you don't want to, you have to put in the extra work. Like some days during this summer, it was some days I didn't want to get up and go work out, but I just remembered the goal. You know, I was like, this is what I want to do. So I got to get up, forget how my body feels, and just go put in this work. When you start working out, like people say, the hardest thing to do is get up. But once you get up, you're ready to go.
100%. How would you think that people would actually go about like trying to get into America to become like to be in the NFL?
So of course, I don't know the process of getting to America, but I know like once you're here, just finding, depending on your age, like if you're in Little League, finding wherever you are, find a good Little League program that'll develop you as a young child. And then of course, middle school. I mean, some middle schools will develop the players a lot of time. Where I've been at, middle school is just about who had the most talent. And then high school, finding that program that's going to, you know, develop you to a great college athlete, hopefully, you know, get into the Division I level. And then picking a school that's going to develop you as a person on and off the field, hopefully get you to the NFL. Find the right coaching staff, honestly.
Man, what's the best advice you've ever got?
Say that again.
The best advice you've ever got.
The best advice I've got, probably my mom. You know, it's a lot of advice. I'm trying to think of the best one.
Mom's always dropped the gold, bro?
Yeah, she drops a lot. I'd probably say focus. You know, yeah. She always on me about focus. So I'd probably say when you're doing something, just give your all. You know, focus in on it. Not just getting distracted about outside, you know, sources. Just being focused and locking in on whatever you're doing. I'd probably say that's the best advice she's given me.
Nice.
I mean, it's a lot, so it's hard to just say what's the best.
Yeah, for sure. No, 100%. I agree with that. How quick? Last one is how quick did your followers jump?
It jumped pretty fast. I think the show dropped the 28th. And I probably was at 10K in 2 weeks. I think I'm at 14,000 right now.
How much were you on before it?
I only had 2,000.
2,000 to 10,000 in 2 weeks.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Hey,
it was so bad. I had my phone on Do Not Disturb for about like a good 2 weeks. Yeah, it was wild, you know.
Have you had people coming up to you like in the streets and stuff? And
some people, yeah, they see me. I took a couple pictures with some people. And then I'm at a new school, a lot of people, it's weird to just be like, oh my God, you're on Netflix. And then some games, when I play other people and we go shake hands, they'll just be like, I just watched him on Netflix. And they'll just be, and they got some people, they'll talk trash during the game. Like, this is a Netflix, you know, but it's all fun, you know. It's all fun.
That's cool, man. That's cool. Well,
right.
Bro, you seem like an absolute down-to-earth boy, man. And
thank you.
You're doing really good from what I've seen, man. And I wish you nothing but the best, bro. And I want to thank you for jumping on this podcast. Thank you for talking to another young buck around on the other side of the planet. So
thank you for having me. Thank you
for your time, bro. All the best. Hopefully we can keep in touch, and I'll be keen to get you back on when you're a bit further down your track as well.
Yes, sir. For sure.
Awesome, brother. All right, take care.
All right, you too. Thank you.